How are you, mate?
I'm all good, thank you. How are
Welcome
you?
back. I'm good. It's so exciting. So we have a new single, Freaking Out. It's out now. We're going to play it in a second or two. We have a brand new album, I Am, May 31st next year, and a brand new tour.
Yes.
So IamTomWalker.com for the album, Ticketmaster.co.uk for the 2024 tour. But go to I Am Tom Walker. Everything's there.
Yeah.
We will funnel to where you want to go.
Absolutely. I love it. Thank you.
So I can't believe it's only your second album. You've been around forever, man.
I know. It's been taking me sweet. I like to do a Paolo Nutini, you know what I mean? Just go away for 5 years, come back with another album, then take 5 years off again. It's a nice life.
Can I just say, you've just mentioned one of my favourite artists of all time.
I love Paolo.
What'd you do that to me for?
He's my absolute fave. Yeah, I love him. So
he
good.
is the man.
Yeah, he really is. Absolutely top.
He is a loose cannon in all the right ways. I love Paolo Nutini. I love him.
Yeah, he's a good lad.
Wow, that's interesting that you like him.
Yeah.
That tells me... That confirms a lot of what I thought about you.
Like his music, like his work ethic. Me and him are together, you know?
He's so punk. He's punk.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can be popular and punk.
Yeah, for sure. He's still rocking up in Paisley, living the good life.
All right, so here we go. So this is your second album. It seems like you could be your 10th, could be your 5th. It doesn't seem like your second. I mean, not heard it, but I'm talking about chronologically. Yeah. There is a reason for that, though, as well, isn't there? Because you did have a load of songs. Yeah. Good to go, ready to go. And I'm sure they were off the chain good because you only do good stuff. But then you decided to turn in a different direction. Yeah,
at the last minute, before we were about to put something out, I just thought it was too reminiscent of the first album.
Interesting.
And I think like all of my favourite artists who come back with an album, Paolo's a great example of that. They completely switch it up. They completely change the game. So I was really keen to do that on this album, and I got in with a bunch of writers and producers called the McDonough Brothers, and they are amazing. Like, unbelievable.
Where do they come from?
They're from LA.
What flavour are they?
They're from Florida, actually, but they live in LA.
Where are they from?
They're from Florida,
right?
But they live out in LA. They've got a studio and a house out there, which is absolutely beautiful.
How did you discover them?
Through my manager, Simon. He introduced me to them because they did Mimi Webb's Red Flags, that tune, which was an absolute banger. And then they were in a band back in the day as well, which is awesome because they all play every instrument and they all sing, and it's just like such a spiritual musical experience going in with them. Do you know what I mean? Because they can do everything, and they literally don't drink, don't smoke. They just do music 24/7.
That is the drug of choice. Yeah,
that is their thing.
Wow, and only positive side effects.
Exactly. And we got in and we wrote the whole album pretty much over the course of like a month and a half, which was amazing.
So you murdered your babies. So there were songs, like I say, there were songs good to go.
Yeah.
Will they ever see the light of day?
Maybe, yeah, for sure. It's like they're good songs. It was more like finding the right production for everything. I feel like I just hadn't quite knocked on the right production, and with them, they really helped me like craft a new sound that people definitely haven't heard from me before.
I love the titles of both the albums so far. What a Time to Be Alive, right? It's always sort of a valid title, always justifiable. Yeah. And it can mean so many different things, good or bad or anywhere in between. It does seem like an extraordinary time to be alive, you know, and I'm almost twice your age. And I do think we're living in crazy times, but I'm sure my mum thought that. I'm sure my grandma thought that. Is it always the case, or, you know, do we always think that our time's the most extraordinary time to be alive, to give ourselves agency, to reassure us that we matter and that none of this means, or some of this means something, I suppose. Yeah. And then I Am, back to that. Yeah. You know, Moses screamed to God up in the heavens, didn't he? Yeah. He said, "Who are you?" And God said, "I am that I am." Yeah. I am what I am. Yeah. I am that man. What does it mean to you, I Am, Tom?
It's like a deep dive into me, you know, over the last 4 years, obviously, as I told you, like, wrote a whole album, scrapped it. Like, there was the whole pandemic where we didn't get to gig for 2 years. That was incredibly difficult for musicians and performers to try like, take that break from doing what we love the most. So, yeah, it was definitely like a bit of a roller coaster for me, up and down, a lot of pressure from the label. So I've just poured all of that into the album, all the anger and the fear and the anxiety and the happiness and everything that came with it is all in this album.
Right, so whatever's in there is sort of full on. So every emotion is full on.
Yeah, for sure. It's heavy in a good way. I like to describe my music as depressing with an undertone of hope, because there's a little ray of sunshine in there somewhere always.
But But your music isn't depressing.
No, I mean it's maybe thought provoking.
Yeah, I think it's funny because somebody said last week, they said it's not about the actions that we take, it's about the energy behind the actions. Yeah. And it's about the energy behind your music, isn't it? Yeah. You know, and the fact is, you know, you can say I am angry, or you can say I am happy, but you have anger and you have happiness. You are just you. So I am, you're back to the I am.
Absolutely.
And the I am is the sort of revolving or the sort of burning sun around which, you know, all of our universes then orbit. And, you know, I think that you care, that the energy, the sort of defining flavour of your energy is that you care about things.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were touring as well, aren't we?
Yes, I'm going on tour in April, and the pre-sale for that is you can buy tickets for the pre-sale now, which means you get in early access, and if you do that, you can get a special copy of the album, which then gets your name in it, or you can dedicate it to somebody in the actual CD.
And you've got
sleeve.
to do all this extra jam now, haven't you? You've got to do it because people expect more.
Yeah, for sure. And it's the biggest tour that we've ever done, so I'm super excited about it. Ended up in the Hammersmith in Shepherd's Bush, actually. Yeah, sorry, at Shepherd's Bush, which is going to be amazing.
Okay, so you're Eventum Apolloing. Is that what you mean?
Eventum Apollo.
It's the Eventum Apollo.
Yeah.
I've just turned it to a verb.
Is it Shepherd's Bush or is it Hammersmith? It's one of the two
Hammersmith
big venues.
is the Eventum Apollo.
Okay, right.
But I mean, to be honest, you could do all of them. You just had more dates.
Whichever one was free.
Right, Cardiff in April, Bristol in April, Sheffield, Dublin, Belfast, Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds and Glasgow. And then in May, Newcastle, Norwich, Nottingham and London. This is going to sell out. Of course it's going to sell out.
Yeah.
Do you worry about things not selling out?
Yeah, of course. I think every artist worries that they'll turn up to a gig and nobody will be there, because that's happened to most artists on their way up, and it's definitely happened to me. Yeah, for sure.
What level are you at? If you could sort of detach yourself from yourself and speak on your behalf, as opposed to from who you really are, what level do you think you're at?
I'll tell you after the sale figures of this tour. No, I'm really happy. We've just done like an amazing Subterranean tour around the country where we went and did these special spaces that people have never played, like played a limestone mine in the middle of Cornwall to 140 people, did 2 gigs in a day. No one's ever done a gig. It was a 10-minute walk into this cave, candlelit. Only allowed 140 people down there, despite the fact that it's 40 acres for fire reasons. I don't know how you'd set fire to a limestone mine in a cave, but it was such a special gig and like something that the fans had never seen before. And I feel really fortunate that I can get out and do stuff like that isn't like, oh, we're going out to do these gigs for money. We just went out and we wanted to do something really special for the fans, to promote the new music, to let people hear the new songs, and it was properly special.
All right, let's talk more about that in a bit, because it's real fun, and the social media team are having fun, and there are so many brilliant sort of crack social media teams now around the world. You know, God help yours, because people are doing some brilliant things, aren't they?
Absolutely,
to get stuff out there.
It's a whole new world.
And we're the beneficiaries of that, because we're on Instagram and we're on TikTok and we're looking through all this stuff. And I mean, the most normal things now are being promoted in the most creative, imaginative ways possible.
Yeah.
And if your fans expect that of you anyway, you're like, oh God.
Yeah.
Right, let's play the brand new single. Here we go, Freaking Out, Tom Walker, from the forthcoming album I Am, and the tour on the way to ticketmaster.co.uk or iamtomwalker.com. Go there now, because it's all good when Tom's involved. You have done that. What have we done today? Nothing. Is your just absolute prattle puffery between 6:30 and 10, playing other people's genius work. And here's one of those geniuses sitting in front of us now, Rachel.
I booked a Tesco delivery slot.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's pretty big. That is big. I like it.
Might be more difficult than nailing the troublesome second album.
Yeah.
But that's great, Tom.
Thank you very much.
Wow. Because your songs are so big. They're not, I wouldn't say they're power ballads, but they're power something, aren't they? Because there's plenty going on, even though they're not that quick, rhythm-wise.
Sure.
They're anthemic, aren't they? They're big, but there's plenty going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we wanted to write some of this stuff for stadiums, because that's where we're looking to get to. Do you know what I mean? Get those big tunes going. So, yeah, there's some exciting stuff on the new album.
And when a song... because that is a wall of sound hitting us there.
Yeah.
And sometimes when that happens, especially not nowadays so much, but second singles, third singles, fourth singles, especially for the back of a monster first single, you can overproduce them, and then you put the vocal way down in the mix.
Yeah.
Yours is never going to get lost, and yours has no reason to hide. But when you wall a single like that, when you sort of layer it like that, when do you know to stop? Because you can go too far. It's like what do they say when you're baking? You can't get the eggs out out of a cake. What is the phrase?
You certainly can't.
You know what I mean? You can always add, but you can't take away from a source.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've been really fortunate to work with an amazing mixing engineer called Spike Stent over the years, and he's like just...
So he was on board again?
He's top of his game,
Nice
man.
one, Spike.
Yeah, he's
Spike,
such a legend.
Did he get to go to Los Angeles?
He lives out there actually.
What?
Well, I think he moves back and forward between there and here. Yeah, he's living the life, mate. Yeah.
Where's Spike from?
He's from the UK. Yeah,
and he lives in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Well, I think he lives like between places.
Does he?
I don't think he lives there full time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe he does like the winters and.
He's a free spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
Does he surf?
I've no idea, to be honest.
Is he handsome?
Yeah, he's a good-looking lad.
Is he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is he cool?
He's cool as anything.
Is he
His
nice?
studio's amazing. Yeah, he's a lovely lad.
He's
been working with us since like the first EP
God.
that we did. So yeah, he's a good lad.
He sounds great.
He's a nice man. You'd like him. But we did I can't tell you how many different versions we did trying to get this song right. It was with like different productions, different arrangements.
What was the worst thing that was wrong with it before you fixed it?
I don't know. We just couldn't get the production hitting right. That wall of sound thing is hard to achieve, as you say, with the vocal shining through. It's really difficult. So there was a lot of tweaking, but we got there in the end.
Yeah, and you can't be sort of predictably big with every song, like other people that names I could mention, because every song. First 30 seconds, by a minute, it's got to where it needs to go. And every song is like that.
Yeah.
And, standalone wise, they're fine. But song after song after song, we're done here. I think we're done here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, my friend. So the poor beleaguered social media team.
Yes.
Who nowadays, the competition is unbelievable, isn't it?
It is, absolutely.
For content, for spins on things.
Yeah.
They said, why don't you play in caves around Great Britain?
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
It saves an amplification, that's for sure.
I mean, it didn't. We had to bring a generator in. It was a logistical nightmare. We did full band, mate, and we brought a PA in. There was literally a JCB that we put everything in the back of, driving in and out of a cave.
For a bit of sort of one-man band in busking, the echo and the sort of Hollywood Bowl aspect of the sort of a cave labyrinth might be useful, but for a multi-instrument, probably not. So
it was a hard mix for the engineer, that's for sure.
Well, because studios are known for their soft walls, aren't they? And caves are known for their their cave-like walls.
Yeah, I mean the limestone mine was a tricky one because everything was cut flat because they obviously want sheets of limestone. But we did the slate one, which is all jagged, which sounded amazing. It was like it had treated itself. I know that sounds mad, and there was this natural spring down there, like all floodlit from the bottom. It was such a beautiful place to do a gig.
They all smell the same.
They smell better than the venue. There was no sticky beer all over the floor. And,
Interesting. Do they smell earthy and roomy?
Earthy and damp. It was 8 degrees in both caves. It was a kind of gig where you can see your breath while you're singing, which was definitely new for me.
How long did these gigs last for?
Hour and 20 they were.
Oh, so you have a cave set?
Yeah, we have a cave set. Yeah, mate. If Batman ever needs me, I'm on standby to do the cave set.
Well, hey, it's where rock and roll started. The Cavern.
Yeah, exactly.
In Liverpool.
Exactly, yeah.
Who came up with the idea? Because it's great. I mean, you say the team.
Yeah, it was actually my manager, Simon, who came up with it.
Simon said it?
Yeah.
Simon says.
He was like, we should go and do something special that people aren't doing. Like, everybody's doing their own thing. Like, let's go out and do something people haven't done. So... 2 of those venues had never had gigs in them before, which is amazing.
But the others had.
Yeah. The others had. Yeah.
Oh, that is a high bar or low bar.
Yeah. I mean, the Beer Quarry Caves, the limestone mine. No one's ever done a gig down there.
Congratulations. Yeah. So do you now have even more of an affection for Mother Earth?
I mean, absolutely. It was really beautiful and interesting to be. I don't know, just like Subterranean for a whole tour.
So cool, man.
Yeah,
so cool.
It was wonderful.
There's been loads of science experiments, haven't they, carried out to do with caves and things. There was one guy, he was subterranean, and he had to guess how long he'd been down there for, and that was the science behind it.
Wow.
And apparently after the first couple of days, he was way out by hours.
Really?
Yeah, and I think he had to phone. I think the only thing down there apart from the stuff he needed was a phone, and he had to phone that up every time he thought it was another day, and very quickly. And he was always much longer than he thought. He was like 24, 25 hours first day, 27, and by the end of it, he was like days out.
Wow.
Incredible.
I can't imagine that because the sun is a lovely reference of how you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally, especially on a day like today.
Yeah.
Now you do pop up on my Insta feed a lot, singing your songs, various places, different places.
Yeah.
And you love all that stuff, even though as a fellow introvert.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not naturally our disposition.
Yeah.
Alex Horne. Your husband?
Yes.
Introvert or extrovert?
He's an introvert.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
He's really shy.
He doesn't understand this. To come up with amazing content, you usually have to be more introvert than extrovert because you have to spend longer planning it, writing it, thinking about it, and then in order to perform it.
It's the doing it that's hard, though. I mean, we jumped on the overground with a flash mob of 10 singers and did a version of Burn, and like people on the overground was like, "Who is this guy and why is he ruining my day?" We thought it would be like great and get a really good reaction. I'm convinced there's loads of paid actors in all those videos because we had this amazing choir with us and they were such talented singers, and everyone was just like taking their AirPods out for a minute, looking down the train, and being like,
back in.
Yeah, I know. I got
what
a
day
from
was
a few
it?
people. It was like a Wednesday, to be fair.
Well, this is really important.
Yeah, I know.
It's really important which day you pick.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we only had the choir for that day.
I get it.
We made good use of it. We went to the studio to do a choir version of the new track Burn. Then we went on to the Tube to do like a flash mob performance. Then we did a pop-up, which got closed down by the police immediately. I mean, we got closed down before we even started.
Did you get arrested?
No. I got threatened.
Should have got arrested.
I got threatened to get arrested.
Yeah, if you've been arrested,
Get him arrested.
headline.
Told you before.
Yeah, I know, that was it. I mean, yeah. True.
P.T. Have you ever read about P.T. Barnum's stuff?
I have not.
You know
no.
P.T. Barnum?
No.
You know Barnum, greatest. I think he invented circuses.
Right. Okay.
You know The Greatest Showman?
Oh yeah.
Based on
yeah.
P.T. Barnum.
Oh, okay. Right.
So if you read about P.T. Barnum, so not only was he was an adventurer, he was a fantasist, but he was a big dreamer. He dreamed big, you know. But he's also an amazing publicist. So what he did was, when circuses weren't really a thing, so the guy who created Cirque du Soleil was a student of Barnum, not because he was around, because he wasn't, but he just read everything about him. So we have to lift everything from P.T. Barnum's playbook. And when Barnum took his circus to New York, nobody cared about circuses. Nobody wanted to go and see what he was up to.
Yeah.
And nobody knew what circuses were really, because he invented them.
Yeah.
And so he thought, how do I sell tickets for a ghost ride that nobody knows exists? So he got his caravan of vehicles, a caravan being, a number of vehicles, the traditional sense of a caravan.
Yeah.
And he drove them into Times Square, and all the trucks mysteriously broke down and they caused gridlock. And he was on the front page of the New York Times. A picture of his main truck with the word Barnum Circus on it. And it was a free ad, and he sold out the first night, second night, third night, fourth night. The rest is history.
Right.
Isn't that great?
Okay.
So anyways, the point is...
So I need to get myself a travelling circus, is what you're saying. That's what I'm picking up.
Well, no, it sounds like you have the circus. You need to find your Times Square.
Right. If you've got a lorry, get in touch. We'll put my face on the side of it. We'll get this tour sold out.
And the thing about Wednesdays is Wednesday's interesting because it's changeover day.
Right, yeah.
So on Wednesday, apparently Wednesday is the day when people have most muddle in their minds.
Okay.
Because people that go to the gym 3 times a week always go on a Wednesday. People that go to the gym the first half of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. People at the second half of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And apparently it's the same like working from home and all that. Wednesday's the day when that's the day when most people do most things.
Right.
Probably bits.
They got a lot on.
Yeah. So if you did call me, I said, don't do it on a Wednesday.
Right, okay, yeah. Wednesday was the worst time to do it then. I need to get a research team for these things, obviously. Next time we're promoting, I'll give you a ring.
But it's a good story now. You've got a story. In a way, you've got a bit of a Barnum story going on.
I mean, it looked very dramatic in the online on the socials, because it was just like, me getting told off by many a policeman. So that always looks great online, getting shouted at by the police.
It does. That's cool. Right, what else is going on? Come on.
What else is going on? Yes, well,
how's your shared garden going?
Oh, I got married, actually.
It's just that.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I got married in April, which was absolutely lovely. It was the best day of my life.
Yeah.
My Mrs. Annie looked very, very beautiful. And then we took a month off. And I don't think I've had a month off since I left uni, which was a long time. And we drove from London to Lake Como in Italy.
Wow.
And we had this massive road trip, just me and her. It was absolutely stunning.
Cool.
Yeah, it was amazing.
For a month?
Yeah.
Why not, man?
Exactly, yeah.
Rachel, you did a month, didn't you, this year, travelling?
Yeah, in Canada.
We did a month.
Amazing.
You did a month as well?
But with my husband, but also with our 3 children.
Oh.
Slightly different type of trip.
A bit less chilled then,
maybe have all that to come. What did you do, Vas?
We went to Vietnam and Laos. Amazing.
You had a bit of a road trip going on there.
Nice.
It's all super cool.
I've always wanted to go out to Vietnam.
Wedding-wise,
Yes.
Give us the flavour of the wedding.
What do you mean the flavour?
Was it church? Was it venue? Was it
it was an
forest?
old
Was it
converted
river?
barn. Yeah.
I knew I knew there'd be something going on.
Yeah, it was an old converted barn, which was absolutely stunning. We had an amazing all brass band on. So there's no singer. They just do like really popular songs that everybody knows.
So like hits.
Yeah, like absolute hits.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
We need that. I need their name.
Strictly Banger. They were the Hackney Collier Brass Band. That's their name. Yeah.
So they like do your songs. They do Spice Girls.
They do
Beatles.
everything that's like
Bruno Mars.
I think so.
Miley
Yeah.
Cyrus.
Yeah, I think they'll do a bit of everything.
Olivia
and if you ask
Rodrigo.
for stuff, they'll know it.
Taylor Swift.
I didn't hear any Taylor Swift in this
Beyonce.
set. Beyonce definitely.
Buoyancy.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that neither.
He's got a Beyonce buoyancy joke.
Well, I told I had a bit of an issue at the weekend because I sort of admitted to my wife that I have got a crush on Beyonce.
Right.
And she went, whatever floats your boat. And I was confused because that's buoyancy.
Right. That's so bad it's good. I love it.
Right, that's why he's a confirmed extrovert, because he puts no effort into anything. And that's why he doesn't get why we are not extroverts and introverts.
I don't think that proves anything about the introvert-extrovert. It's just quite funny.
Do you know what? As you are denying your extrovert status, right, your introvert is outside doing push-ups in the car park trying to get a look in, mate. That's what's going on there.
Don't you think you can be either or, though? Do you know what I mean? I definitely
you
have
can.
my extroverted days, and then some days I just don't want to talk to
100%.
anyone.
So there's the Myers-Briggs thing. Have you done that?
Yeah.
And?
I've heard loosely of it, yeah.
Have you done it?
No, I've not done it, no.
Should we do it?
What, on live air?
No, I don't know how to do it. But everybody says, "Oh, Myers-Briggs." Well, I'm an extrovert
That's
according
the
to
test
Myers-Briggs.
online you do, and you click loads of boxes to find out, like, what kind of something you are, right?
But the people I respect most in the world of neuroscience and behavioural psychology all swear by it, not at it.
Right,
So
okay.
maybe we should give it a go. Do you want to know? No, you are.
No, I think ignorance is bliss sometimes, you know what I mean? It'll probably, like, tell me, and I need to get help or something.
Oh,
I'm quite happy.
we all need help, man. We all need help, don't we?
Ain't that true?
All right, new single, Freaking Out. Burn, also out. Album, I Am, May 31st, 2024. I mean, it's ready to go, isn't it? Why are you keeping us waiting?
Well, good things come to those who wait.
But I want that. I want that now.
Well, because I wanted to go out and do this big tour and play all these brand new songs to like the hardcore fans that are buying tickets for the gigs before we put the album out.
That's interesting, because it's usually the other way around.
No, I
isn't it?
know, absolutely, yeah. But I'm just excited to show people this new music live, and then they can get the record after.
You're the best, Tom. You're the best. You're such a lovely, you're a great human being, and you're so unbelievably talented. You are a 10, my friend.
Thank you very
Don't you think
much.
he's a 10?
I shall take
I'm
it.
not just saying it. He's a 10, isn't he? Because we get the odd 9 in here. We used to like 8, and not anymore. But
Ace are out the door, mate.
You're a 10. He's a 10, isn't he?
Totally.
Absolute 10. Anything you'd like to say before we finish?
Just thank you so much for having me on. Really appreciate it. It's always lovely coming in here. You guys are absolute legends.
You're the best. Enjoy the view.
Nice one. Cheers.